Hello, this is Mrs. Kidman, and welcome back to the next video in our series on multiplying polynomials. So in this video, we are going to be looking at using the distributing method, which is a little bit different than that matrix method that we talked about in the previous video, but it also helps us figure out how to multiply these polynomials. So let's take a look at an example. Now this is the same example that we had in that previous video, so we already know what that solution might be. So instead of doing it with a matrix, this time we are going to use the distributing method. And the way that the distributing method works is I'm going to take this first value here, this x, and I'm going to distribute it or multiply it times this term over here. And then I will take my second term here and distribute it to those. So the very first thing we do is we want to rewrite it. So I have my x times that second polynomial, x plus 5. And then I'm going to add that to my second term here, which was 2 times x plus 5. Now, since middle school, we've learned how to distribute things like this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to distribute it to both of these components here. So as I distribute it, I get an x squared plus a 5x plus 2x plus 10. And then now that I have this whole thing written there, I will find those like terms, my 5x and my 2x, and I will combine them. So then I end up getting x squared plus 7x plus 10. Now notice how this method here is exactly the same solution as what we got when we did that matrix method. So both of these methods work. The difference is in that previous method, we're multiplying each term individually and then adding them together. In this case, I'm going to split up that first one, distribute it to the second one, every component, and then add those pieces together. So let's take a look at a couple other examples here of when we might do it. Now, the distributive property, we want to use that. And in this case, we went through one example. I want you to try this next one on your own. So take a second, pause the video, try to work it out. Remember, we're going to take this first term and multiply it times that polynomial. And then we're going to take our second term and multiply it times that polynomial. And once we have both those terms split up, we're going to distribute it, add up those terms that we get, combine the like terms, and simplify. So go ahead, pause the video, take a second to do it. When you've finished doing the problem or gotten as far as you can, go ahead and check back to this video here, unpause it, and I will have a full worked out solution presented, and I'll explain how to go through each step. So make sure you check yours with mine. So pause the video and we'll be back. Okay, hopefully you have had the chance to take a look and try this one on your own. So remember, when we use that distributive property, what we're going to do is take each term in that first polynomial and multiply it by the whole term, or by the whole polynomial, the whole second polynomial. So in this case, we had two terms, so I have two distributing aspects. I have this y term, and I did y times the y plus 1, and then my 4 times the y plus 1. If I had 3 terms in this first polynomial, I would have to do 3 distributive properties. Then I come down to this next step, and I distributed, so I did y times y and y times 1, and then 4 times y and 4 times 1, distributed it out. Then as I got those unique terms, I combined the terms that were alike. So remember, like terms have the same variable and the same exponent. And then I ended up with the solution of y squared plus 5y plus 4. Now, I want you to take a look at this second example. We're going to do the same thing here, just like we did before. So pause the video, try the second example on your own, unpause the video, and see if your solution matched with mine. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any point in time. Okay, hopefully you had the chance to go over those. Now remember, in this next one, we're going to split up those terms just like we had before. So I have my z times the z plus 6 polynomial, the -2 times my second polynomial, and then I'm going to distribute those. So again, that z times z is z squared, z times 6 is 6z, -2 times z is -2z, and -2 times 6 is -12. Then I combined those terms that were alike, simplified it, and I ended up getting z squared plus 4z minus 12. Now remember, if we have a minus 2 here, then I have to distribute that negative 2. A common mistake is that people will just put a minus sign here and try to distribute their 2, which works, but sometimes they forget to distribute the minus 2 to their 6, so you just get a 12 here. So remember, instead of doing minus 2, rewrite it as plus a negative 2, so we know that we're distributing that negative 2. And this is how you distribute in order to multiply two polynomials. Now, if we had an example of one that looked like this, so we had y squared plus y plus 3 times y plus 2, you kind of have two options here. You can either distribute these numbers to this polynomial, or instead of doing that, you could distribute 3 times. So you could do y squared times y plus 2 plus y times y plus 2 plus 3 times y plus 2. So you can either write it this way, or you could do that y times your y squared plus y plus 3 plus 2 times that. So regardless of how many terms we have, we can distribute it out either way. So that's just some food for thought. If you have any questions about how to use this method, please reach out to me either through email, Canvas, something like that. If you feel like you're getting this, awesome. Don't forget to check out our next video on how to factor or on how to multiply polynomials using the FOIL method. The FOIL method is the most common method used for this, so you don't want to miss it.